I thought a PA could make almost as much as an MD. Not usually. It does happen, but not usually. Usually physicians make about twice, if not more, that of a physician assistant's salary, just based on years in training, mastery, that kind of thing. That being said, the top end, the top probably 90th percentile, we'll say, maybe 95th percentile of physician assistants working in the best compensated specialties and also years in practice, experience, that kind of a thing, can make as much or more than some of the lower paid physicians. So for instance, and again, this is just my own personal experience, things that I've seen, a lower paid physician, such as a pediatrician, not owning their own practice or anything like that, but just an employee of a big chain or something like that, a hospital, a pediatrician or a primary care physician would be making in the low to mid $200,000 range, maybe upper $200,000 range or so. A lower end physician assistant, such as one working, again, primary care, pediatrics, those are kind of lower compensated specialties, would be at least starting at $85,000 to maybe like $115,000, depending on where they live. So those are just rough numbers, but that's generally about the ranges that you're going to see. Now, the most highly compensated physician assistants that I've heard of working in cardiothoracic surgery, working in plastic surgery, dermatology, cosmetics, things like that, with a lot of years of experience and working a lot of hours, working very hard. I've heard of, it's not unheard of, for those physician assistants to make $250,000 or more. I've even heard of up to $300,000 for a PA, which is great. And again, as an employee, not somebody who owns their own practice. Someone who owns their own practice, those numbers are totally different. So there's that. Physicians, the highest compensated physician I've ever heard of, who was again an employee, not owning their own practice, was about $1 million a year. And this was the department head of a neurosurgical department at a big hospital, with 40 years in the field. So again, the top ends are not really comparable and the bottom ends aren't really comparable, but the top end of a physician assistant salary can be as much or more than the bottom end of a physician salary.